If you tame this horse, the whole farm will be yours.
The billionaire's voice cut through the misty morning air like a blade of ice, echoing across Hale Ranch. Laughter rippled through the crowd of wealthy guests, sharp, mocking, unsure. No one expected the woman standing below, a janitor with cracked hands and tired eyes, to answer. But Maria Carter didn't flinch. Her broom still in hand, her little boy watching from the fence, she met Alexander Hale's gaze with quiet defiance. The stallion before her, a $10 million monster named Midnight, reared and screamed, a storm of black muscle and fear. Everyone saw danger. Maria saw pain. And when she stepped closer, whispering softly instead of shouting commands, the arena went still. That was the moment arrogance met grace, and something divine began to move among them. Morning sunlight slipped through the mist like a blade of gold, slicing across the quiet grounds of Hale Ranch. In the main arena, a massive black stallion named Midnight reared and screamed, its eyes burning with terror and rage. From the upper balcony, Alexander Hale, a billionaire known for his ruthless efficiency and immaculate composure, watched with cold detachment. His voice, deep and commanding, carried through the air. "If you truly understand horses, Mrs. Carter," he said, "ride this beast, and the ranch is yours." Down below stood Maria Carter, a 40-year-old janitor, her hands rough and scarred from years of cleaning. She was small, plainly dressed, her face marked by exhaustion and quiet strength. Clutching a wooden broom like a lifeline, she looked up, her gaze steady. Beside the fence, her 8-year-old son Eli watched with anxious eyes. When the wealthy guests laughed, Maria simply said, "I didn't come to ride, I came to listen." Over the following days, while trainers shouted and failed, Maria did something no one expected. She stayed silent. Each evening after her shift, she sat by the stall door, sweeping the same patch of ground, whispering gentle stories. "You've heard too many angry voices," she murmured. "It's time someone spoke softly." Eli often joined her, drawing horses in his notebook as his mother talked to the trembling creature inside. At first, Midnight lashed out, hooves crashing against steel. But one twilight, as Maria opened her calloused palm, the stallion lowered his head. It sniffed her hand, then pressed its nose softly into her skin. Upstairs, Alexander watched through a security feed, frozen. For the first time in years, something in his chest stirred, a flicker of humility or perhaps envy. The next morning, disaster struck. Ryan Cooper, the bitter stable manager jealous of Maria's growing respect, beat Midnight to test his obedience. When Maria arrived, the horse was trembling, eyes wide with trauma. "Who did this?" she whispered. No one answered, until Alexander appeared, his face hard with fury. "From now on," he said quietly, "only you touch that animal." It was not a command, it was protection. Days passed. Eli read fairy tales aloud by the stall. Maria hummed lullabies from her childhood. Slowly, Midnight began to lift its head again. The fear drained from its eyes, replaced by trust. Then came the autumn exhibition. Thousands gathered, whispering that the black monster would kill again. Maria stepped barefoot into the arena, wearing her faded work clothes. Alexander watched, his pulse quickening, not from pride, but fear for her. She touched Midnight's neck and whispered, "No one will ever hurt you again." Then she removed the reins. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Under the blinding lights, woman and horse moved as one. No violence, no command, only grace. When Maria finally dismounted, tears streamed down her face. The arena fell silent, then erupted in applause. Weeks later, the ranch bore a new sign, Haven Field, a place for healing souls. Alexander turned his empire into a sanctuary for abused horses, with Maria as its heart. On a golden evening, he brought her coffee by the stable. "You've shown me that silence can be stronger than control," he said. Maria smiled, stroking Midnight's mane. "No, Mr. Hale, I only reminded him that love doesn't need ownership." As the sun set over Haven Field, 3 figures stood bathed in light, a mother, a son, and a horse that had finally learned to trust again. Sometimes, the greatest miracles don't come wrapped in thunder or light. They arrive quietly. In the patience of a mother, in the trust of a frightened animal. In the moment, a hardened heart learns to feel again. Maria didn't tame a beast that day. She reminded the world of something sacred, that love, when offered freely, has the power to heal what even money and medicine cannot. And maybe that's how God still works his miracles today. Not through grand gestures, but through hands that clean stalls, through voices that whisper peace instead of pride. If this story touched your heart, take a moment to share it. Leave a comment about the miracle you've seen in your own life. Subscribe to our channel so we can keep spreading stories of faith, compassion, and second chances. May God bless you and everyone who still believes that kindness is the language of heaven, and that even in silence, he is still speaking.